The land of China was spread over a vast territory, and there were minority ethnic groups in almost all parts of it, especially in the middle and upper reaches of the Yellow and Yangtze rivers and north of the Great Wall. In addition, there were numerous clans of the Yue ethnic group in the south, while from Yunnan to Sichuan lived the Yi ethnic group. In Guangxi, there were numerous smaller ethnic groups. During the Western Han Dynasty, counties with high concentrations of minorities were called Dao, that is, ethnic autonomous counties. This was a system that had its origins in the Qin dynasty.
中央有10几个部，有2个部管少数民族。那从中央的角度来说，对于少数民族的重视已经够可以的了吧？是吧？你说是2个部是为了打仗，不是，是为了协调民族关系。这种协调呢，主要是容纳。所以我说秦始皇呢，他是个多民，他是个中央集权国家呢。 第一条是多民族的国家。
During the Warring States period, each state had its own currency, and the size and shape of the coins differed from state to state. After unification, Qin Shi Huang ordered that the currencies of the 6 conquered states be scrapped, and that a new universal currency system based on Qin currency be adopted. At the same time, Qin Shi Huang instituted a universal system of weights, measures and standards, also based on the Qin system. Archaeologists have uncovered a complete copy of Qin Shi Huang's decree promulgating this reform of measures and standards, and the tools to be used. In the field of transportation, Qin Shi Huang decreed a standard track width for carts. The earliest form of written Chinese developed during the Shang and Zhou dynasties, and the words were originally all written in the same way. But as the writing system evolved during the Spring and Autumn period and Warring States period, in many cases the same word ended up being written differently in different parts of the country. Qin Shi Huang decreed that the style of writing known as seal writing style be adopted throughout China. This unified writing system was to play a huge role in strengthening the unity of the Chinese nation. Although we are separated from the Qin dynasty by more than 2,000 years, archaeologists are constantly uncovering evidence of its past glories. Building number 1 of the Qin Palace at Xianyang was a 3-tier structure built on a base of rammed earth, and these computer-generated images reveal its magnificence. The ruins of the Great Hall of the Palace not only yielded a large number of hollow bricks decorated with bas-relief dragons, but also the earliest wall mural from a royal palace in ancient China.
The Qing dynasty, when China was united for the first time ever, can unquestionably be called one of the most glorious periods in the country's history. And there can be no more powerful symbol of Qing's glory than the magnificent terracotta warriors and the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, not to mention the Great Wall.
In the spring of 1974, China's central plains were experiencing a severe drought, and so some peasants in Shanxi decided to dig a 5-meter deep well in search of water. But instead of finding water, they uncovered a magical world dating back more than 2,000 years. It would turn out to be the greatest archaeological discovery of the 20th century. 2 years of exploratory work revealed that buried at the site was a massive quantity of warriors and horses made of terracotta. Their purpose had been to protect the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. After the site was excavated, it was found to contain terracotta foot soldiers, charioteers and mounted warriors, all of which were commanded by officers whose ranks were distinguished by the armor they wore. The clothing worn by these soldiers reveals details about the station each of them held. The weapons they carry, meanwhile, would be enough to deter anyone from challenging them. A complete inventory of the 3 burial pits reveals they contain nearly 8,000 terracotta warriors and horses, and more than 140 wooden chariots. Due to Xiangyang's legal reforms, the military power of the state of Qin became highly centralized. No troop movements involving more than 50 men could occur except by royal command, and such commands had to be accompanied by a tiger-shaped tally that guaranteed their authenticity. One half of this tally was held by the emperor, and the other half by the general. In 215 BC, the Qin general Meng Tian led an army of 300,000 to take control of the Yin mountain range and the plains to the south. In order to strengthen the country's northern border, General Meng Tian built the largest military fortification in the country's history, the Great Wall. The western starting point of the Great Wall is in present-day Minxian County, Gansu Province. From there, the wall stretches more than 5,000 kilometers eastward into the Liaodong Peninsula. Construction of the Great Wall began in the Qin dynasty but continued on through the Han and later dynasties. It would become one of the great wonders of the world and a symbol of the enterprising spirit of the Chinese people. But the great construction projects of the Qin dynasty are not limited to the Great Wall. A few years after beginning construction on the Great Wall, the Qin court began building a road more than 700 kilometers long. This ancient highway runs north and south from present-day Shanxi deep into Inner Mongolia. Half of this road runs through mountains and half across plains. When it was built, it was the longest state road in the world, yet this massive project was completed in just 2.5 years. It is truly an historical wonder. In the year 220 BC, the chief minister of the Qin court advocated building a road eastward to Shandong and then south to the lower reaches of the Yangtze River. It was to facilitate the high-speed travel of the time, and as such, it was to be the world's first superhighway. After he unified China, Qin Shi Huang went on 5 inspection tours of the country, and on 3 of these trips, he took this highway, which is known as Chidao Road. Qin Shi Huang died in the summer of 209 BC. At the time, he was on one of these inspection tours. He was only 50 years old. What Qin Shi Huang left behind was a unified country, and it is an eternal monument to his greatness. The lands on both sides of the Great Wall are the native soil of the Chinese people. But during the Han Dynasty, the Great Wall was looked on as a shield protecting the farmlands of the Central Plains from incursions by the nomadic tribes to the north. However, the wall couldn't stop cavalry from beyond China's borders from striking at the heartland. Where are the brave warriors to stand guard over my land? Shortly after winning a civil war and establishing the Han Dynasty, Liu Bang was lamenting the fact that the country was far from secure against attacks from the north. It was in that year that Liu Bang completed construction of Weiyang Palace in the city of Chang'an. These are the remains of the capital of the Han Dynasty at Chang'an, which lies on the south bank of the Weishui River. Work began on the capital in the year 202 BC, the first year after the establishment of the Han Dynasty. However, although the city's name means eternal peace, the city was far from peaceful. Cavalry from the north frequently crossed the Great Wall and on one occasion even made it as far as the outskirts of Chang'an itself. At the time, the Han court was still relatively weak and was not yet strong enough to stand up to these nomads from the north.
Within just 2 years of the death of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the dynasty he founded collapsed. Incredibly, considering the numerous splendid historical and cultural relics it left behind, the Qing dynasty only lasted for 15 years. Thank you for staying with us on New Frontiers and tuning in again next time when we'll continue with our major series about Chinese civilization. I'm Ji Xiangjun from CCTV International. Bye for now.